and welcome to our first vlog from Budapest. We arrived in Budapest at around 8:30 in the evening. It was already dark, and honestly, after a trip, you usually just want to go straight to the hotel, leave your bags, and rest. But before checking in, there was one place we really wanted to see first, the famous chain bridge of Budapest. So we followed the map through the city. On the way, we passed through a tunnel. We didn't know what view was waiting for us. And then, suddenly, at the end of the tunnel, this beautiful scene appeared in front of us. The Széchenyi chain bridge, glowing with warm lights over the Danube. For a few seconds, we just stopped. No rush, no words, just the bridge, the river, the lights, and the night atmosphere. It felt like Budapest was welcoming us. Budapest was so alive that night. A huge crowd of people was walking across the bridge, even at that time of night. Some people were taking photos. Some were stopping in the middle of the bridge, just to look at the Danube. Some were laughing with friends. And below us, on the Danube River, boats were moving through the night. On some boats, people were having dinner. On others, people were dancing, laughing, and enjoying the music like they never wanted the night to end. That was the moment we really felt it. Budapest is not a city that falls asleep early. This city stays awake. The lights are alive. The river is alive. The bridge is full of people, and the energy is everywhere. The bridge in front of us is called the Széchenyi chain bridge, and it is one of the most famous symbols of Budapest. This bridge opened in 1849, but at that time, it was much more than just a beautiful bridge. Before the chain bridge was built, crossing the Danube was not always easy. People had to use boats, ferries, or temporary crossings, and during bad weather or cold winters, crossing the river could become even harder. So when this bridge was finally completed, it changed everyday life in Budapest. People could move more easily, trade became easier, the city became more connected, and little by little, Buda and Pest became closer to each other. The bridge was named after István Széchenyi, one of Hungary's most important reformers. He believed in progress, modernization, and connecting people, and maybe that is why this bridge still feels so special today. It is not only a way to cross the rivers, it is a piece of history, a symbol of connection, and one of the most beautiful landmarks in Budapest. Budapest is divided by the Danube River into two historic sides, Buda and Pest. But they were not always one city. For a long time, Buda and Pest were separate towns, and in 1873, Buda, Pest, and Obuda officially united to become the Budapest we know today. On one side, there is Buda, the hilly side of the city, older, quieter, and more romantic. Buda was the royal and defensive side. This is where you find Buda Castle, the castle district, old streets, beautiful viewpoints, and some of the best views over the Danube. At night, Buda feels almost magical. The lights on the hills, Matthias Church, the castle district, and the dark water below make it feel like a scene from a movie. And on the other side, there is Pest. Pest is flatter, busier, and full of city life. Pest became the commercial and urban heart of the city. This is the side of cafes, restaurants, hotels, shopping streets, nightlife, wide boulevards, and grand buildings. Pest is where you feel the modern energy of Budapest. More movement, more people, more lights, more noise. So when you cross the chain bridge, you are not just crossing from one side to another. You are moving between two different souls of the same city. Buda feels historic, royal, and romantic. Pest feels lively, urban, and full of energy, and between them, the Danube flows quietly.
Ah, regardez.
Budapest is beautiful, but honestly, Budapest at night is something else. If you visit this city, don't miss the nights. That is when Budapest really comes alive. Even late at night, people are still outside. Cafes and restaurants are open. The streets still have energy, and even the chain bridge, around midnight, was still very busy. People were walking, taking photos, stopping for the view, and enjoying the atmosphere. One thing that surprised us a little was the prices. Before coming to Budapest, we had heard that it was a very affordable city, but to be honest, that was not exactly our experience. Of course, it depends where you go. But in the main areas, cafes, restaurants, hotels, and tourist spots were not as cheap as we expected. I would even say Budapest is not really a cheap city anymore. It feels more like a beautiful European city, with prices that can be moderate to high, especially in popular places. But still, the atmosphere makes it worth experiencing. What we really loved was how alive the cafes and restaurants felt. Many places had music, some had live performances, some had people dancing, and everywhere there was this feeling that the night was not ending soon. It was not just about sightseeing. It was about feeling the city, the lights, the river, the music, the people, the cafes. Everything together created a really special atmosphere. Our hotel was on the Buda side, and honestly, we had a very good experience there. It was clean, comfortable, and the breakfast was really nice. We also noticed that it was quite practical for families with children. There were facilities that made it easier when you travel with a baby or a small child. So overall, our first impression of Budapest was very positive. Beautiful city, amazing night atmosphere, lively cafes and restaurants, and a feeling that the city stays awake with you. Budapest during the day is beautiful, but Budapest at night is something you should not miss. So overall, our first experience of Budapest feels really positive. Even though this is our second time in Hungary, it is our first time in Budapest. Before this, we visit another city in Hungary, but Budapest feels different. Bigger, more alive, more dramatic, and honestly, this first impression makes us feel that maybe we will come back again one day. For us, Budapest is not just beautiful. It has character, it has energy, and at night, it becomes even more special. So, if you ever come to Budapest, don't only see it during the day, try to experience the city at night too. Walk by the Danube, look at the bridges, enjoy the lights, and let the city surprise you. Thank you so much for watching our first Budapest vlog. Follow us for the next video, because we explore more of the Pest side together. We walk through the streets, visit cafes, see famous places, and even go to one of the most beautiful cafes in the world, the New York Caf. We also try Hungarian food together, talk more about restaurants, prices, and the atmosphere of Budapest. So stay with us, because this Budapest trip is just beginning. One small detail that catches our attention here is the special tiles on the ground for pedestrians. As we walk through the city, we see these tiles installed into the pavement. They are not just decoration. They are a way of remembering important Hungarian people, including Nobel Prize winners. I really like this detail because it shows that Budapest is not only proud of its buildings, bridges, and beautiful views, it is also proud of knowledge, science, culture, and the people who contributed something important to the world. You were just walking through the streets, but suddenly, the ground itself tells you a little piece of history that makes the city feel deeper, more thoughtful, more meaningful.
És még nem tudtuk, hogy kell, úgyhogy nem is.